Welcome to AI to the Sky podcast, where global AI leaders take off. Hosted by Joseph Vale.
This episode is powered by Rocket AI. WhatsApp bans costing you sales. Rocket AI automates messaging legally with AI. Your competition's already using it. RocketAI.lat.
Today on AI to the Sky, we have a guest who represents both present and future of artificial intelligence in the real world application. Huang, known as Annabelle, is just 23 years old and already working at the front line where robotics meets AI. From the UK, she's part of a startup developing AI-powered hardware and robotic solutions, while leading communications and go-to-market strategies. Annabelle is a clear example of how the new generations is integrating AI into the workplace, not just a tool, but a driver of innovation. In this episode, we will explore her vision, her challenges, and what it means for a young professional to navigate the intersection of cutting-edge technology, creativity, and business. Welcome, Annabelle.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. How are you today?
I'm great. Yeah, it's been really hot in the UK now, so it's not the usual temperature I'm used to. So,
So it's planned to getting higher.
um, well, it comes as a surprise that a week ago was super chill, comfortable range, but from this week it's been really sunny. So yeah, I guess it's just the UK summer, unpredictable. Not
So
not
Annabelle, where are you from?
I'm from China. I was born and raised in China. And I come to the UK for uni from second year. So the first 2 years of my bachelor I did in the University of Nottingham in China campus. And I transferred to the UK campus for the last 2 years. Now I'm finishing my master degree in comparative literature at UCL.
Oh wow, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Also, you are now based on the UK, right?
Yes, I am now in the UK.
I have seen that you have studied literature, right?
Yes, exactly.
And well, you know this channel is about AI and business and everything that it involves. So you studied literature. Now you are on the marketing AI-powered robots. What happened in between? What drew you into tech?
It's a really interesting question because it comes as it sounds really remote from what literature to a hardcore technology area. I think first of all, I'm really not a STEM person. My physics in high school was okay, but not enough
Mhm.
to support me through a really STEM background for uni. But I really like how, for example, in the sci-fi, the future world of technology and AI are represented in a fictional literary text. I think there's a lot of imagination that guided those inspirations, and in a way that lots of progresses has been predicted or the changes currently happened might comes as a prophecy maybe embedded in a medieval centuries a literature text. I think it's a very interesting um, um, way that how creativity can lead to the development of technology in a way. So for me, I don't really choose to go on the path of tech or AI at this industry, but I was really drawn when I started to do marketing intern, and I get to know a lot of companies, especially based in the UK, those really innovative startups, they engage with AI, and no matter in the business or just their approach. So I come to know this robotic company that they have this value of code for good. So I get to know what does that mean and how the AI and the technology can benefit our future world, centering humanity. So yeah, I think the value and ethics that really interest me in this space particular.
That's really insightful. So, Annabelle, why do you think skills like storytelling, empathy, or philosophy are becoming essential in this AI world?
It's really complex in a way, but I think those elements in humanities really plays a really significant tools in guiding technology in a way. So for me, storytelling is not really just form a narration and tell a story of what happens, but it's more about understanding how languages shapes ideology. For example, when someone, especially in the marketing space, when not ordinary people without a tech background, including me, previously encounter AI or robotics, they're not really evaluating how advanced the model is as a special professional would articulate in their term. But people were more influenced by the medium, the tone of voice, and the delivery of ideas through the language and stories. If a language is full of jargon, it really alienates people from what they might perceive as technology or what the impression has made on them. So I think storytelling plays a role in deliver value and translate those complex concepts into more relatable terms for people to relate. For empathy, it's really just understanding how and what people need, and not just develop in like technologically endlessly for the chase of efficiency. I think those really serves as a compass for the development of technology, the industry, rather than what might seem to be irrelevant. And to get onto the concept of philosophy, it's really about everything, to be honest. Ask questions of ontology of the existence of AI. What can it do for us for good? What who would benefit and who might be harmed? And why should we build this? So I think both of us agree on this because as we met at AI for Good Summit a few months ago, that we witnessed how the governments, the academics and the leading figures in the industry come together and revisiting AI ethics guidelines because we're realizing that the risks are always just technical, but they are about the bias, inequality, and the narratives that were built in those systems.
Oh, great. So you're saying us that AI helps, right? But you have to keep your human sense or your human part as is essential for this kind of role, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think alternatively, it's a human that would understand what other people needs. Because what AI, at least at this stage, was doing is taking what they are fed with the data and information and reproduced based on the existing information. But human brain would do good in finding new areas and gaps in the current society, and would keep producing new things. So I think, yeah, it's really important to have this balance of what is maybe creative in the human right brain, with maybe a more scientific and rational left brain of assisted by AI.
No, yeah, you're right. So, Annabelle, um, what can you share a time maybe that you had to translate a super technical concept into something that a customer could feel or understand, maybe emotionally?
Well, honestly, the time that I'll come across will really be firstly the team, our product development team, translate to me first
Mhm.
hand, because they have to let me know what it really means. And then it's my job to maybe kind of accentuate the features to what the market and audience would understand with more emotional appeal. So example would be, I guess, what perhaps a feature such as facial recognition or mood detection, as
Mhm.
part of the biomimicry. So the idea of in the engineering how a robot or a feature that is developed based on biological processes that the living creatures in the nature in the world we really have embodied, that we artificially abstract those features and implement in the hardwares. The mood detection can be one example, because in our product, we want the home robots to really understand by seeing how a person is reacting, to tell their mood from the facial expressions, body languages, and maybe eye contact. So my role was to well, I'm actually gonna read this description
No worries.
from the text back out. So from multimodal signal processing and large language model based emotional classification, which made no sense to me. But
Mhm.
we wanted to present in a more translating to a real world application, how customer would benefit from this feature. So we really focused on, for example, feature it as a companionship. We want it to be like a friend figure, who
Mhm.
beside you when you sad, when you tell him, oh sorry, I have a bad day, I don't want to talk, at which point the robot will respond with care and empathy. So I think in delivering this, we also made the narrative really highly personalized, through the engagement of real audience feedback. We want to get to know the customers first, and to narrate it in a way that they actually need it. And one section I really liked about is to personify the robot, because I think in a way that if you tell a customer that it's made from machine learning and it would understand you like a person, but without getting to know what this person-like feature feel like,
Mhm.
see from their perspective, it might come across creepy or just uncanny. So it was in our plan to have this section that we create images and voices, tell a story from the robot's perspective. So, for example, a video of from the perspective of the robot seeing you, and it's internalized how it get to understand what you think of through the machine learning or the analytics, and deliver it from his perspective. And I think this gives really intimate and personalized feature of something we might feel like robots as cold and still, but really gives it a like lifelike accent. So that's what I really like about it.
You are now working really close with robots. There was maybe a time that you said, "What? What's that?" Maybe that catch your attention about robots or robotics.
To be honest, because we're at such a early stage of product development, although I'm only worked on the communication and marketing side of it, I do get actually to the workshop and the scene to take images and try to get to know the robot in person a bit more. The features, I think, they are really what you can imagine a robot be like. The like as the existing on the market, like they would respond to you and with voice control, just as Siri and Alexa. So what I think differentiate a physical lifelike robot to those voice assistant is just their multimodal reaction. Like as I said, mood detection, it adds more like a visual sense of they can tell you, sense you around, and they can move around by you.
You are now working really close with robots. There was maybe a time that you said, "What? What's that?" Maybe that catch your attention about robots.
Yeah, and I think one of the parts of the concept of biomimicry is also the ability to develop. So it's not like a robot has all the original data and they just keep performing what they've been performing, but they actually, like AI, as you keep inputting like your information, as it gets to know you more, it would develop continuously through the machine learning analysis.
That's insightful for our audience. So, Annabelle, let me ask you, what AI tools are part of your daily creative process? How they do empower your work without replacing your human spark?
So my role is for now a lot to do with content creation and copywriting. So the most tool I use is for sure ChatGPT and some copywriting assistant like Claude. I think those really helps in a way to let me concentrate on maybe more complicated tasks such as strategizing and research, and for more I'll say easier tasks such as proofwriting or just for general inspiration, they come across really handy. So I think the point of with work with as a system without replacing what the originality is really to do with, you have to know better of your task than the AI. So I would like to think it as a system rather than a replacement. You need to have a very solid, grounded research on what the current landscape is and what the brands wants to have for the identity as well as their maybe USP, what differentiate brand from the others, and then whether to get inspiration from the AI or just the current tools. It's really your choice. You have to use your critical thinking to play with those ideas. I think it's the same with all the research the tasks. Is like you always have to be the one that to decide without letting it overpowering you. It's really like make a speak in a metaphorical way that if you are a photographer, you need to have the planning, the eye for aesthetics. You need to have the framing to produce a good picture, whereas the AI tools might just like another lens to play with.
Those are really powerful tools,
They are.
definitely. But if you use them in the right way. So, how do young people are using AI at the university? You are pretty fresh. So let me ask you if they are using this kind of tools at the university too?
I think definitely. But because I'm from a literature background and humanity, we might
Mhm.
have less necessity of using it. And at least for our departments, it's totally banned. Because well, just to repeat what one of the professor was telling us, that as I just said, you have to understand your content better than the AI in order to use it correctly and critically. So for me, it's very rare that I integrate with those tools for my degree. But I assume for some of the business or just degrees, they would utilize it more in a way, because I think AI is really good at dealing with the data, so like calculation or extract and analysis as well, maybe visualize document and data. So I think that would in a way help maybe presentation for some students to translate their literary work and data into something that's visualized. But yeah,
Mhm.
there's a lot of different ways to integrate. Some of them I have no knowledge of.
Okay. So Annabelle, back when you were studying literature, did you ever imagine that you end up working with AI and robotics, maybe? If your university self could see you now, what do you think she would say?
Oh, that's a really interesting question.
Yeah, it's out of the game.
Well, I guess I actually I don't think it's something I would never imagined, because it's so widely used, and it really affects in every walks of life. I guess when whatever industry you're in, you're more or less be influenced by it. So
Mhm.
I would see myself working in a space like this. It's really fast developing, and it's got lots of potentials. I would like to keep growing with it. I guess for my literature professor seeing me doing this, I think I would find it interesting. I think arts people, they're all very creative. They would not limit their imagination.
And well, what would you say to young creatives who are curious about AI but feel imitated because they are non-technical?
Um, I think it's past the point of fear, or AI become just an option, because it's really overwhelming, the scale of it. So like every technological revolution, if you don't keep growing with it, you risk being left out. So I think it's really a necessity to keep pace in it and to keep developing the skills in it. Intimidation for me is natural, but it's no longer a reason to stay away in a sense, especially with today's AI tool are built for people who aren't technical themselves. So I think that said, I think it's important to get to know the underlying logic of how AI models works, and in order to engage with it and spot it when the content it produce be run. It's a system trained on patterns, so the more you work with it, the more proficient you'll get with it. Yeah, and for creatives, I think it's important not to lose authenticity, as when perhaps you taste the benefit of it, that become lazy in a simple, like you don't want to work and to just push the task to the robots. I don't think that's the right way to engage with it. But with the experience, you understand how to critically using those tools, and it would help you to develop along with your professional as well. Yeah, so just go ahead and don't be afraid.
Thank you so much for that advice, because there are some young people outside that needs this kind of words for this time. Thank you for your insights, for your experience, and especially for everything that you have said to the young people.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to. Hope these are helpful, and if something I didn't articulate well, please reach out to me. I'd be very happy to have a conversation. Just search Joy Huang and my LinkedIn will pop up. And for Instagram and email, my email is annabelle.joyen@gmail.com. My Instagram is BellberryYen. So
AI is evolving. Are you? Subscribe now or get left behind. AI to the Sky podcast.